most people have this black, brown, viscous mucoid plaque lining the small intestine, and on top of it, the large intestine is impacted with about 6 to 12 pounds of fecal material. This is just standard average. And it's crazy. First time I had my colon cleaned out, I had 11 pounds of impacted fecal material in my colon.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're only a few weeks into the new year, and boy, has it been a start with a bang, so to speak. And one of the things that is really all over the place, which I'm very thankful for, is an awareness that we're being bombarded with toxins from all directions. And we're going to talk about that today, the toxins, what is happening, how it's happening, but more importantly, the solutions with our dear friend and founder of Chemical Free Body, Tim James. Tim, my friend, how's it going?
Hey, it's going awesome, John. I heard you up there dancing around in the powder.
Yes, sir. We're high up in the Rocky Mountains, 12,000 feet, and just enjoying the snow and the cold. And getting away from some of the toxins that are not up here. I'm telling you that you can feel it right away. For example, chemtrails. You don't see chemtrails in this altitude. Tim, you and I talk about this quite a lot off camera because you're so hyper aware of how our environment, our foods, the air, everything is full of toxins these days.
Yep.
And you have committed your life to helping people to realize it, detox, get rid of it. But can we talk a little bit about, in your perception, what are some of the toxins that people are not very aware of, and how do they affect the body? Specifically, what we want to dive into today is the liver, for example, as a hyper important organ. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, first off, I want to bring attention to my shirt. It says, I brought this specifically for, since we were talking about the liver detox today. My shirt, if you can't see it, it says love when you poop. And it was actually,
I've
you
never
should see
heard
the
that
people
one
that come up
before.
to me in grocery stores and stuff like that. And they're like, that's hilarious. It's like, what does that mean? It's like, well, pooping for me I didn't love it. And for 2.5 years, I had anxiety around it because it was a very painful process followed by blood. And so I had severe gastrointestinal issues. So those that are listening, if you're new, like I was a guy that was standard American dude, working class guy, and my gastrointestinal tract got all jacked up like almost everybody's is. And it was pretty bad. And I had to be life flighted on a vacation to get emergency surgery. So and get a organ removed. And my digestive system was a mess. And that was when I was 37. I was literally falling apart from the inside out. Now I'm 51. I feel freaking amazing. And I learned some stuff back then that I want to share, and throughout these years that I want to share with everybody.
I love that, and I love your story because it's the best stories are the ones that from people that have lived through it, and so that's what you've been sharing and how you've been inspiring people. So I'm going to get back to the question now, Tim. What do you feel are some of the most let's just say aggressive and perhaps still hidden toxins that bodies need to deal with, especially today?
Well, that's almost an impossible question to ask because there's over 100,000 of them. And sorry, I just had my contractor pop in. There's over 100,000 toxins. So what got me to start Chemical Free Body was when I saw these umbilical cord studies. When you guys are done listening to this, you can do what I did like 9, 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. It's type in 3 words: umbilical cord chemical. Umbilical cord chemical into your search browser, and you're going to see all the studies that I saw going back to 2005 that show that like every single child being born and young mother in the womb, in the umbilical cord blood before the child's born, let's say they look for 250 chemicals, or excuse me, 400. And it was the 2005 study. They found 250 of the 400 they were looking for. Okay. That's 71%. I did the math on it, right? And 180 of those cause cancer in humans. No big deal. It's in baby's womb. No big deal. Mother's womb. And 212 cause developmental and brain disorders. This is in the womb. So our children they're dying in the womb already. That's where we're at. There's so much pollution, and that's why we're making a big push. Like with our number one seller, our green 85 juice formula, we switched over to completely sustainable compostable packaging. It's been a dream of mine for like 9 years, but they
I love
finally
the
have
new
the
packages.
yeah, they finally have, and we've actually had some issues with it. They had a weird film thing, so we've had some of the pouches go gunny sack. I've had to eat it, but I'm so committed. This isn't about profit; it's a mission, right? So, anyway, so that's just something that's really cool. But if not, plastics getting these microplastics, they break up. I mean, literally, dude, you can go to places and beaches in Mexico and it's like half sand, half plastic sand, where the plastic is broken up and broken up and broken up, and the sun beats it down, and then it gets into smaller and smaller, and it's getting into the food chain. Up 1,500 miles to the interior in pristine lakes that used to be, there's 2 and 2.5 inch fish have now both male and female organs from the amount of estrogen mimicking plastics. So, I mean, we can talk about glyphosate, we can talk about PFAS, these forever chemicals, we can talk about all these estrogen mimickers coming off of synthetic clothing and plastics and pesticides and fungicides and herbicides and larvicides and chemical fertilizers, and they're all destroying health. And it's a chemical assault, a microscopic assault that people can't see. But it's bioaccumulating in your fat tissue, your muscle tissue, your brain tissue. It's getting in there. It's going through the blood-brain barrier, and it's also building up in the liver and in the all the gastrointestinal tract. And so I sat back in my seat and I'm like, oh my God, we're all polluted. And then the older you are, the more time you've had to bioaccumulate these toxins and from the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, the clothing you wear, the personal care products, the shampoos, blah, blah, blah. And so we have got to set up a daily detox lifestyle. And there's some steps people can do, especially before you do a liver. If you're thinking about doing a liver gallbladder flush, whoa, you better make sure that gastrointestinal tract is cleaned out first. But I can tell you have a question. So
Well, I would, to your point, I think one of the biggest sort of hurdles for people to realize just how toxic we have become is that if you, let's say you would eat something and there's something really bad in it, a really bad chemical in a high concentration, you would have an immediate reaction. You would start throwing up and you'd go, oh shit, I can feel it. But what we're experiencing is this slow, gradual toxification every day from everywhere at all times. And then people get more sluggish, they lose energy, their digestion doesn't work, their brain doesn't work, brain fog, all of that. But it's hard to pinpoint it. And I've recently I've seen this all over the place. People are talking, with a lot of passion about the importance of the liver in this entire conversation, and why a proper and good high quality liver detox and then a protocol to keep it healthy and in good shape is so important. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
well, it's like the janitor of the body. Its job is to keep everything cleaned up. And the problem is that there's such an overburden of these toxins that it's overworked. And here's the other thing, we talked about this many times before. What is the quality of food that we're eating? We have 4,300 people still today. 4,300 people today died of processed foods. And again, it's not like
That's
they went
insane.
down and had a Twinkie and dropped dead. It's it's the accumulation, the slow kill. They're literally paying for poison. Taking your after-tax slave dollars and going down there and buying these so-called foods. They're not even foods, because food should be, by definition, giving nourishment to the cells to create ATP energy so you could carry out your activities of daily living. Not so much. It's more of a burden that your body has to get out of the body, and then what's left over are these toxic and chemicals that the body just couldn't handle as it went through the system, and that's stuffing in your fat tissue as a protective measure. I mean, we've got people just have to understand it's like, and like you said, more around social media, people understanding this detoxing thing isn't just, it ain't going away. And more people, because more people are looking for solutions because of all the digestive problems people have, the bloating, the constipation, the diarrhea, the indigestion, the headaches that they can't figure out, the bad body odor, the people are gaining lots of weight, they're overweight and they can't figure out why. Well, guess what? Until you get these toxins out of your body's not, the fat tissue is not going to let go of the fat because it's housing all these chemicals. And if the body lets out too much at once, it could literally kill you. And the body is super intelligent. So if you want to lose weight, the first thing you want to do is like get your body cleaned up. Stop putting the toxins in. Learn where they're at. Stop putting them in, number one, and then start having a lifestyle that's sweeping them out all the time and getting ahead of it. And this is a process. This isn't like, oh, I'm going to do a 10-day detox and I'm done. Yeah, you're going to probably feel better after that, but you have to continue to do it because it's in the air and the water and the food and da 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 da.
So what's a jump start, right? If people want to get a jump start and say, hey, I'm ready, I can feel it. What would you recommend?
Well, the first thing we recommend is that people get the digestive tract cleaned up first, because most people have this black, brown, viscous mucoid plaque lining the small intestine, and on top of it, the large intestine is impacted with about 6 to 12 pounds of fecal material. This is just standard average. And it's crazy. First time I had my colon cleaned out, I had 11 pounds of impacted fecal material in my colon. This
So
was in
you lost
2000.
11 pounds in an hour.
In an hour. Yep. Yep. I did what was called a colonic or colon hydrotherapy session. I could not recommend it more. I beg and plead people to go find a colon hydrotherapist in their area, or I mean, I have to travel 3 hours now that I moved back home to Eastern Oregon on the farm here. I go to Boise, Idaho to get my colon hydrotherapy. In fact, I just booked another one. It's the first of the year. I'm going down there anyway. I'm seeing my biological dentist, doing some, cleaning, maintenance stuff, and I'm there already. I'm like, I'm gonna get my colon
You're getting
hydrotherapy.
the cleaning from both ends, huh?
Yeah, maintenance. Like, it's maintenance. I maintenance my tractor. Why wouldn't I maintenance my body?
Sure.
Am I just gonna turn my
Yeah.
body over to somebody else? It's like, oh, here, you handle it. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Well, guess what they might have planned for you? Not much. And again, it's not really their fault. The system's just broken, right? So you have to look into natural, holistic ways to become your own doctor, continue to self-heal, and detoxification is the first thing. So the first step is getting that colon and the small intestine cleaned up. And we have people start drinking lots, get your water right, get your water purified, get restructured, do all that stuff. Get that flow going. Water is the lubrication of life. It is so important for the cells, the gastrointestinal tract, your lymphatic system. Did you guys, we have a built-in garbage removal system in our body. It's called the lymphatic system. It's about twice. If you remember those charts where you see the blood, you see the cardiovascular system where it goes all over the place and it looks like little roots going everywhere.
Oh yeah.
The lymphatic system is like, I think, like 4 times the size of it. It's huge.
And
We have
most
this
doctors don't
massive.
ever talk about it. Most doctors don't ever
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, you have a massive, it's bigger than your blood, your veins and your capillaries and your arteries. It's 4x. It's huge. And it runs on water, movement, and oxygen. So you have the heart to pump the cardiovascular system and all these other things. It's not just the heart, but the veins themselves. There's this thing called the exclusion zone lining all the veins and capillaries, and that also pumps. So you have the exclusion zone and you have the heart that pumps the cardiovascular, the blood system. But of the body, we are the pump. You have to move your body. That's why I think it's like people are like, we don't exercise just isn't about like getting huge or getting shredded or getting ripped or having good cardio, but it's also about moving your lymphatic system. It is necessary. This isn't like, well, maybe I'll do this. No, it's like it is mandatory that you move your body. And movement doesn't have to be lifting thousands of pounds of weights or,
You can go for a
doing,
3-mile walk. I mean, that'll
yeah,
do the trick
diving
for the beginning.
backhands on pickleball or something. It's like walking.
Yeah.
For those of you that can walk, if you can walk, start off small and get out there. And people don't realize that is like the best exercise in the world. If you can get 30 minutes a day of walking, you are now that's a super detox. You're building muscle. Think about it. For those of you that would lay on a bench and let's say bench press, I don't know, 150, 200 pounds, right? How long are you actually going to be underweight? A few seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds as you're doing that bench press. If you go walking and you're a 180-pound person and you go walking, you're lifting 180 pounds for 30 minutes. Do
And
not
it
forget the
you get
power
a
of
lot of happy
walking.
hormones. You get a lot of happy hormones from that. It's
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's absolutely essential. So to detox the body, movement is critical. Water is critical. Oxygen is critical for that lymph. Remember, it's movement, water, and oxygen. Breathing. Get the breath flowing. Get the blood going. Get the lymphatic system going. All that stuff. we have products that help this stuff. We have gut detox. It's an ancient Ayurvedic formula. It's very gentle. People take that. That'll start cleaning up the small and large intestine of that impacted garbage, especially if you can't get to a colon hydrotherapy session place real quick or it's out of your way. This is a good place to start. You can also do enemas at home. There's also things called Kalima boards. People can go check out all this stuff. It's kind of an advanced, it's kind of, so you have like an enema. Next step up would be a Kalima board. And then you actually go to a practitioner and you get a colon hydrotherapy. They're just, they're just more powerful as you go up the ladder there. Get the body cleaned up. As you start cleaning the body up like this, then the gallbladder and the liver are going to be like, holy crud, she's really cleaning stuff up. All right, now let's let go of some garbage because the liver's holding on to it, the gallbladder's holding on to it, the fat cells are holding on to it, and it's so intelligent. The body's so intelligent. You start cleaning up the digestive tract, the body will literally start releasing more toxins. This is why when I'm coaching somebody, I always recommend they get at least 2 colonics back to back. So let's say they go on a Monday at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m., they get a colonic. The next day, go right back again and get another one. Why? Because you just cleaned all this garbage out, right? And then what's the body going to do? Let's get rid of this stuff. So the gallbladder and the liver start releasing all these toxins and they go down the intestine and they're setting in the colon. Now, we come back the next day and we want to sweep them out again, right? Otherwise, there's this thing called the hepatic vein, right? And some of those toxins are going to go back up that hepatic vein, right back into the liver. So you're kind of recycling the toxins. This is why if you can come in and do 2 colon hydrotherapy sessions back to back. Now, I will say this because I know this isn't really a colon hydrotherapy talk, but it's kind of turning into one. I know of people, I had a guy that was really, really sick. He's one of our clients. This is when I first got started down in the Vancouver area, and he went to Hawaii to a detox center, kind of like similar to the one I went to. The only difference was instead of having 1 or 2 colonics, they did a colonic every single day for 14 days. Every day while you're there.
Holy shit.
Fresh food,
I mean,
sprouts.
literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. 14. But you know what was really interesting? He mentioned this in just kind of passing. And I'm like, I've never forgot it because this is a big deal. Because he said what's interesting is that the people that came there, it was really a parasite detox place, but they also had fibromyalgia. Somewhere between the 11th and 13th colon hydrotherapy session, all their fibromyalgia symptoms were gone.
That's incredible.
So I remembered that, and I'm like, everybody I talk to, it's like, and here's the deal. I don't care if you have fibromyalgia or MS or any of this stuff. Get your butt, literally, into a colon hydrotherapy center. They actually do discount packages and stuff like that where you could do every day. Like if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, just get your butt into one of those colon hydrotherapy sessions and work with a practitioner. You can buy a 10-pack or a 5-pack or 15 and get in there and clean, and let the body release. And then you can use like our products to kind of gently warm you up to that and then to carry on afterwards for the rest of it, because it has to become a daily lifestyle. But this is a great way to just like really turn your health around in your life. Your energy will come back, your mental clarity will come back super fast. And now that you've done the colon hydrotherapy and stuff, and you've taken products like ours and stuff like that, you're drinking lots of water, you're moving the body, you're walking. Now you might want to look into doing a liver flush, because now we've set the stage. We don't want to just dump all these toxins out the liver. You can, but you know, it's not really, I believe, in the right order. But you can't. People have done it, and it can still work. But we think we should do it the cleanup first in the gastrointestinal tract.
No, that actually makes total sense because you kind of have to create space for the toxins to move through, make sure they actually get out, make sure the system is flushing properly again. I mean, you know, and one thing that I want to say about detox, because I've done it and we're now continually doing it, so it's not as impactful as it is when you really start out. Detox in and of itself is the process can feel almost worse than being toxified because the system is moving everything out. You can get headaches while you detox. You can get sort of sluggish for a few days.
You can get cold and flu-like symptoms, like you're
exactly.
getting sick, like you're getting a cold. You can have a metallic taste come off your tongue like I did, start tasting metals. You can have a fever. You can have night sweats. You can have rashes breaking out over your body. Doesn't this sound exciting? Who doesn't want to detox now?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but the thing is,
Right, but here's the deal.
but then people say,
You're
"Oh, shit, I'm doing something wrong here." You know, that
Yeah,
this is
you're not doing anything wrong. The body takes layers and layers and layers of healing. Literally, dude, 3 years after I was on this lifestyle and stuff, and then I was doing I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a juice cleanse." I'm like, gonna do I think I was doing like a 10-day juice cleanse, and I'm eating healthy food. I'm eating like sprouts and stuff. I went on this juice cleanse 3 years later. I mean, I've lost 42 pounds already. My skin issues are gone. I'm feeling amazing. I'm playing hoops at 6 a.m. with a bunch of pretty high level hoopers. And all of a sudden, man, my BO was horrible. I mean, nobody wanted to even guard me for like 2 weeks. They're just like, let him go in and score. And my body was going through another layer of healing, another layer of healing. And I remember Dr. Anna Maria, she's like, this can happen. And I remembered what she said. She goes, 3 years later, you can feel cold and flu like symptoms happening. And then you're thinking to yourself, this lifestyle's not working. She's like, it is working. It is working. You're going to have to go through layer after layer after layer of detoxification and healing. Or as her husband put it, you've done a lot of shitty things to yourself over the years. You're going to
well,
have to get it out,
we
you know?
you know we start at such a disadvantage, like you said, in the umbilical cord, in the womb, 200 plus chemicals. So that's just, that's just a reality now. But what I'm thankful for is that so many people are actually realizing how important it is that their brain doesn't function properly, their body doesn't function properly, and they can't do what they're called to do when they're full of toxins and feel bad. So, Tim, on the flip side of this, you literally called your company what we talk about today, chemical free body. You're saying, to hell with this shit. We're never going to put any chemicals and any fillers and any crap stuff in our products. That's why we love what you do and we partner with you, because it is pure obsession for perfect health. That's what you have. I love that about you. Where can people find your product as a support for their journey, as a maintenance and moving forward to make sure that they have everything they need, and also learn more about how you coach people and your podcast and all that?
Awesome. Yeah, you guys can just go. My podcast is called Tim James Unleashed. It's on almost all the, podcast places, platforms, and stuff. Lots of great guests in there. We're over 250 episodes. Been doing it a long time. We just release one a week. The website is chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. That's chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. There's a little landing page there, and it's got most of the stuff that we offer, the different products, the savings bundles, and we actually have the Inspired Bundle, which is what you and Christine take on the daily, and
Every
your
day,
family's taking all that
religiously.
stuff. Yep, yep. So it's all there, and check it out. And what you're going to find is raw herbs that still have life force, that are formulated by our formulator, Dr. Scott Treadway. And then we also have a nano silver line with Dr. Keith's dad invented and some guys. And that stuff makes all the silvers kind of obsolete. And I'm a big silver guy, together. And then, we just have like Tim's, I think it's called Tim's Favorites or whatever. And it's all the different devices and stuff that I use, most of them, that are on there, like far infrared and, stuff like that, the type that we use. But we love coaching people. We love coaching people through this process. So I do a group coaching every week, and then I also do some one-on-one stuff, and my coaches do one-on-one private stuff with people interested in that. And when you show up, you can get our free ebook, The 4 Core Secrets. You get a free 30-minute consult with myself or one of my coaches. You get a $10 gift certificate, and yeah, it's all there.
I just want to close with one thought, Tim, that actually while you were speaking, I realized this. We've been using your product since mid last year, mid 2024. And Christine and I have been living healthy before, very conscious, regular detoxes and whatnot. But I just realized while you were speaking that because of the incredible high quality and high vibration of your products, we've gone through more and more layers of detoxification in these last 6 7 months. The symptoms I've been feeling, and I'm incredibly grateful. I just wanted to share that with you because I realize this is the process of more and more healing and better health. So thank you, brother,
Yeah. Yeah, you're
for,
welcome.
for putting this out there and helping people all over the world.
Oh, and I would say this. So something that's really important, like when I left Hippocrates, was enzymes, enzymes, enzymes. Like these are the catalysts of life, but they're going to help you break your food down, and they're going to help assist the liver as you're doing it. And so we call ours ultra enzymes. We actually put milk thistle in there as a supportive animal, and we put some minerals in there. as well to help support it. And it actually kind of jacked up the efficacy of the rest of the enzymes themselves. It's a very, very, very powerful enzyme, digestive enzyme. You'll take those while you're eating, and then you can take them on an empty stomach as well for energy and to help the body assist in the cleanup. You should be able to take those for about 2 years. Then after 2 years, you probably won't need them anymore unless you're just into like anti-aging stuff.
We take them every day. We take the full, the full package every
Mhm.
day. So, Inspired Tribe, I encourage you to, listen back to this entire show, if you will. Listen to what Tim is suggesting, what you can do, what you can get started on right away, as good as you can. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And then I encourage you also to look around on the website at chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. Check it out. Use the savings. Tim is gracious and has given us, our audience, some extra savings, which we're very appreciative for. And get started on this journey. You're not going to be alone. Others are going to be around you. You're going to inspire many people, and they're going to inspire you. And in a year's time, your life, your health, your body will have changed dramatically for the better. Tim James, brother, thank you so much for joining us again today.
My pleasure.
Inspired Tribe, thank you for being here with us. We love you, we appreciate you, and we will be back with you again very, very soon.